Hi all, I'm Anne from Geeks of Green and today we will talk about what fertilizing your plants is all about. Down to the bare basics and understand how it works for our plants so that we can be better equipped to fertilize our plants correctly. Do watch the video till the end where I will be sharing some practical concepts and some takeaways you might not have heard about and might help you fertilize your plants better. So, if you have heard many fertilizer related terms floating in the gardening community, which are only confusing you, this video comes as part of a series of videos to help you completely understand fertilizing your houseplants. So, let's dive into the video and get started. What are fertilizers? Fertilizers are simply natural or chemical substances that are added to the soil to increase the fertility of the soil and to provide to the plant some very essential nutrients that will help it grow, flower, fruit, and flourish. Broken down, they are essentially elements from the periodic table that the plant uses to grow, like nitrogen, phosphorus, boron, magnesium, and so many more, of which I will talk about further in this video. How fertilizers help plants. When we think of fertilizers, the first thing that comes to mind, and we think of it as food for plants from which plants get their energy and matter. Just like how we humans have a need for food, we think that fertilizers are the same for plants. Even in gardening lingo, applying fertilizer is called feeding your plants. But this is not completely true. The main source of energy for a plant is sunlight, and the main source of matter for the plant is carbon dioxide. Then you would ask me, what is the role of fertilizers? The first and foremost thing that fertilizers do is they help the plant to absorb energy and create tissue or matter. That is the growth that we see in the form of new shoots and leaves. Without these essential elements that are present in fertilizers, the plants would not be able to do this and grow. For example, let's talk about nitrogen. Nitrogen is so vital because it is a major component of chlorophyll. We all know from our school textbooks that chlorophyll is the compound by which plants use sunlight to make energy and food, that is, sugars, in a process called photosynthesis. Another thing about fertilizers is that there are claims that a well fertilized and fed plant will battle pests and diseases more effectively. That is, they will have better immunity. But there is not much research substantiating this claim literally. This line of thought is more aligned on the concept of healthy organisms being able to resist diseases better because they have a more functional immune system. Many researchers also support that fertilizers also increase the yield of crops and plants. Some have experienced that fertilizers have increased the yield from 20 to 80% as well. All in all, we can agree that fertilizers are very important to plants. Houseplants growing in containers need it more often than outdoor ones. Soil already contains nutrients, and over time, in containers, the nutrients become lesser and lesser. And we have to replenish it by adding fertilizers occasionally to the pot. So, if you don't fertilize enough, you will have to deal with poor growth or even stunted plants. And your plants might even have deficiencies and lower amount of yields, that is, lesser fruits and lesser flowers. Plants need both macro and micronutrients to grow and flourish. Macronutrients are those elements that are needed in larger quantities, and micronutrients are required in much smaller quantities. They also are called trace elements. Some macronutrients that plants need are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, sulfur, magnesium, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Iron, copper, chlorine, molybdenum, manganese, zinc, nickel, and boron, on the other hand, are micronutrients. Even though micronutrients are used by plants in very small amounts, or the uptake of micronutrients is very less for a plant, the absence of it can really limit critical plant functions. It is important to understand that micronutrients are as essential for plant growth as macronutrients are. A lack of any of these nutrients, both macro and micro, will cause deficiencies in plants, and you may see it in the form of discolored leaves, reduced yield, and stunted growth, and other such signs. Now, let's talk about NPK. What is NPK, and what do the numbers mean? You must have surely heard of the term NPK fertilizers. You must also come across numbers on packets, like 20 20 20, 10 10 10, or any three number coded fertilizers that are available in the market. Firstly, NPK stands for the three most important and foundational elements that plants require. N stands for nitrogen, P for phosphorus, and K for potassium. A fertilizer that is referred to as an NPK fertilizer will primarily have these three elements in a specific ratio. And the three numbers, for example, 20 20 20, stands for the amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that is present in that particular bottle of fertilizer. So if a bottle has 20N, 20P, and 20K, then the rest, that is 40, is a filler, which is some liquid like water or some inert chemical. Let's quickly see what NPK does for the plant. I won't cover all points as it might be an overwhelming amount of information, but I will give you an idea, just a little, just a simple idea of the use of NPK. Now, nitrogen N helps the plant with vegetative growth, that is, to grow stem and foliage and leaves. It also regulates the uptake of nutrients by the plant. Phosphorus helps plants develop healthy roots, and it helps them when they are starting off as new plants to develop a healthy root system, which in turn helps the plant to better absorb plant nutrients and water from the soil. It is known to improve strength and stamina of the plant as well. Phosphorus also stimulates blooming and seed development. It also helps the plant to convert sugars to hormones, protein, and energy to grow new leaves and fruit. It is vital for photosynthesis, that is the greening of plants, and also essential for cell division. Potassium again helps in the development of stems and leaves. It also increases disease resistance and hardiness of the plant. It affects the water intake by the plant cells. It is said that plants with potassium deficiency may wilt even in the presence of moisture. It speeds up iron uptake of the plant as well. Potassium is important for formation and translocation of proteins, starches, sugar, and oil, which in turn improves the size and quality of fruits, grains, and tubers. Now let's get to the practical takeaway. Before I go, I would like to point out a few key takeaways from this video that will practically help you in your gardening journey. Plants do not need fertilizers in the 20-20-20 ratio exactly. These are called balanced fertilizers when all three numbers are the same, and they are not optimum for your plants. Plants generally need more of nitrogen and less of phosphorus and potassium. In case of balanced fertilizers, the potassium and phosphorus build up over time may not be great for your plants. A better general ratio is 4 to 1, and anything the multiples of this ratio is good generally. So 8-4-2 or 16-8-4 will also do. In case you are fertilizing to get more flowers, then you could use a fertilizer that has a higher ratio of phosphorus. In case you are fertilizing to get more foliage, then use fertilizers with higher nitrogen. If you still use 20-20-20 or 10-10-10, that is a balanced fertilizer, then mix it up with a little bit of compost and other natural fertilizers that will balance out the ratios better. You could also go by the rule of under fertilizing more frequently. Remember the rule, fertilize weekly, or a mild application every fortnight is enough for your plants. Be careful that you are not too enthusiastic and don't over fertilize your plants as well. Next time in this series, I will be speaking on types of fertilizers available in the market or fertilizers that you can make at home. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to cover any specific types of fertilizers in this next video. I hope this video has cleared a few doubts and helped you set your basics right. I hope to see you next week in another video. Till then, stay green.